Since his arrival in the UFC, Petr Yan has dominated. However, in March of 2021, he made headlines for all the wrong reasons. In his fourth round clash against Aljermain Sterling, the fight had swung in Yan's favour. Suddenly, he would throw an illegal knee, giving referee Mark Smith no choice but to declare Sterling the new bantamweight champion. Not only was Petr Yan beltless, he had ruined his chances of making history. After facing Jose Aldo for the vacant belt following Cejudo's retirement, the win against Aljermain would have solidified him as the legitimate champion. A win in Vegas also would mark his 8th consecutive victory in the UFC, a new record for the Bantamweight Division. With Sterling recovering from a complicated neck surgery, the UFC would create an interim belt. To the fans' delight, Petr Yan and Cory Sandhagen threw down in a 5-round striking masterclass. Sandhagen is known for his long, dynamic style and his elite cardio built from training at Elevation Fight Team 1600 meters above sea level. Petr Yan beat him at his own game, remaining one step ahead of the talented American throughout their whole fight. And at just 29, the UFC's youngest champion still has a lot to give. If you're enjoying our content, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Cheers. Fighting in the streets, his parents encouraged Yan into Taekwondo to manage his aggression. As a teenager, Yan would follow in his brother's footsteps, taking up boxing in his native Siberia. He was a natural, and after 8 years he would earn the prestigious Soviet Master of Sports in boxing. After years of training and a successful pro debut a year earlier, Yan was invited to the 2014 Russian Cup, an annual amateur competition showcasing top Russian MMA talent. While competing in Russia, Yan would train at Tiger Muay Thai to further develop his striking game. His time in Europe was fruitful. On his run through Absolute Championship ACMAT, he faced elite competition. In one of his last fights before signing with the UFC, he would avenge his only loss, a split decision, beating Magomed Magomedov, who today has a successful career with Bellator. At just 24 years old, with a belt around his waist and the blemish on his record corrected, he had achieved everything he could in Russia and would make the transition to America. After arriving in the UFC in 2018, it would take just 2 years for him to find himself fighting for gold. After impressive wins over Jimmy Rivera, Uriah Faber, and Jose Aldo, it seemed that Yan is a puzzle that is just too hard for his opponents to figure out. His game relies on his defensive responsibility, paired with his efficient striking. When compared to the top 5, Yan is both the most accurate striker and has the most successful takedown accuracy. However, probably his most impressive statistic is his knockdown ratio of 1.09 knockdowns per fight, almost double second place TJ Dillashaw's at just 0.64 knockdowns per fight. One of Yan's biggest strengths is his ability to pace himself in a fight. Petr has never lost a round past the second, as he dials up the pace and pressure as the fight goes on. The combination of these strengths has seen him recognised as the 9th best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, currently the only bantamweight on that list. In 2014, Adesanya would train alongside a 21-year-old Yan, reflecting, "He was legit. I knew he was going to be a world champion from there." With the rematch against Aljermain Sterling this weekend, Yan will look to re-execute his game plan and leave as the undisputed champion of the world. As one of the most stacked divisions in the UFC, how do you think Yan will fare against the sharks in the water? Have your say down below. If it's not in writing, it never happened. Thanks for watching.